Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of PokeXhibit. So basically, we finally got Dark Explorers now, and it's pretty much awesome. If you didn't get to go to your pre-releases, definitely save up that money and go get yourself some packs. I know for some reason, my Walmart has the Dark Explorers packs like 5 days before they're supposed to actually be here. But am I complaining? Not at all. Anyway, so all the way from the new Darkrai, which is basically godsend to everything that has like high retreat, or just, dark type Pokemon in general, and everybody knows I'm a dark type Pokemon lover, to the new dark type Pokemon period, like Zoroark, Umbreon, Crocodile, Sableye, basically all those good guys. And even to the new trainers, specially made for the dark type Pokemon like Dark Patch and the new Poke Tool Dark Claw, we've all been testing and trying out these new and awesome cards. I know I sure have. So there are lots of different ways to make the new Dark Explorers deck what some people have deemed Dark.deck. Dark.deck, like the whole Ross.deck thing. Well, that's what people are calling it. Dark.dec. But me, I've called it Dark Rush. So this is my list for my Dark Rush deck. Basically, it runs around three Pokemon: Darkrai EX, Zoroark from the new set, and Weavile from Undaunted, and with the Tornadus EX just to kind of cover my weakness. So without further ado, let's just get right into this. Darkrai EX is, basically what everybody has hyped it up to be. He's basically a staple, just about. Most people look at this poke and they see his ability, and they really only see him being used for that. However, he's actually a very good attacker. With 180 HP, he's going to sponge a lot of hits, and with a psychic resistance, he's definitely going to wall Mewtwo at least for a turn. So, yeah, but of course, he being a dark-type Pokemon, he is hindered by that fighting weakness, and with Terrakion and now Groudon running around, that is a little risky to do. So, basically, Night Spear, you're kind of looking at it and seeing, oh, it only hits for 90, that's kind of depressing. Hits the bench for 30, yeah, that's kind of cool, but you gotta remember, he's a dark-type Pokemon. He can easily be boosted by special darkness energies and the new dark-type Pokemon tool, Dark Claw, which basically acts as two darkness energies in one card, which is awesome. So, really, Darkrai's damage output is exponential, basically. Just you have to think about it, and you just have to abuse it. Now, basically, really the main attacker in this deck is the new Zoroark. With the Zoro with the move Ascension, you can basically easily get a turn 2 Zoroark and a turn 2 Brutal Bash. Now, I know I said in my Dark Explorers Dark Rush review that I didn't really like this card, but I kind of just spoke too soon because I didn't really notice the potential of it. Brutal Bash can cap at 120 if you have all of your bench spots and your active filled with a dark type Pokemon, and that can easily be upped by Darkness Claw and special dark energies again. So, now you people see why I like Dark-type Pokemon. They have the best attack boosts. And, so this basically means that you can let out a nasty 140 to 160 damage on turn 2. That is just brutal. And now I see why it's called Brutal Bash. His second attack is not really something that's going to be used because most people are going to be aiming to one-hit KO this thing or get it out of the way before it can do damage. So don't really bank on using it. If the opportunity comes up, hell yes, go for it. But basically, you're only going to be wanting to go for Brutal Bash. Now, the third Dark type Pokemon in this deck, I chose to go with Weavile. I've seen people use all kinds of things. I've seen people use like Mandibuzz and the other Zoroark, the one with the foul play and stuff. But I like Weavile. Weavile's ability Claw Snag. Basically, when you play Weavile to evolve a Sneasel, you get to look at your opponent's hand. Yeah, that's pretty damn cool. Like, everybody knows why people really play Smeargle. They want to look at their opponent's hand. They don't care about that freaking supporter shit. It's cool to look at other people's hand. And then Weavile takes it one more step further, and you get to choose one card out of there and throw it away. So if you can use that for disruption early or even really late game, you can definitely demolish their chances of just recovering, period. His attack is pretty decent. I mean, it's a little bit heavy for my personal taste to only really do 30 damage. But the good thing is that you're doing 30 damage to whatever you want. So Weavile, if you really want to, you can use it and nip those babies on the bench, like Tynamos and stuff. Even though I personally like using the 40 HP Tynamo just to avoid this, because I run Skyro Bridge because of my Raikou deck. So probably the best thing about this Pokemon is that it does have free retreat. So whenever your Pokemon gets knocked out, Sneasel or Weavile can come up and you can easily set up a new attacker with Dark Patches or Darkness Claws, Double Colorless Energy, whatever, and you can easily just send Weavile back out. So basically, all the three of those Pokemon have had the same weakness, fighting. And now we have two very good options to go to cover that weakness. I personally went with Tornadus EX. While Mewtwo can definitely sponge a Terrakion hit or two and then take him out, Tornadus EX can sponge 3, which is good. I don't really like Tornadus EX personally because he is demolished by basically every electric type, but hopefully you will not have to bring him out in those kind of matchups. Blow through, it's not really something that you're going to be using too much because you don't play a stadium. And Power Blast, but Power Blast is really what you're going for here. Being a colorless type, he can't take advantage of the dark type energy acceleration, but he can help get that dark energy into the discard because of his secondary effect if you're unlucky with the flip. And still 100 damage for 3 energy, that's pretty damn good. No Reshiram or Zekrom or anything, but still. But if you're really worried about the Mewtwo matchup, then you could probably go with Mewtwo. But in my opinion, Tornadus EX is a far better option because it covers your weakness a lot better. So basically, all the trainers and supporters, I kind of see as pretty common sense. Pont, Collector, Juniper, and Rare Candy, really, because you're gonna be running stage 2s. But Junk Arms and Catchers, basically all common sense. So I'm just gonna touch on the new cards. Dark Patch, of course, is something that we've all been wanting for a long time because it finally gives Dark.deck Pokemon a little bit of an edge with energy acceleration. Fire, no doubt, really has the best energy acceleration, with Typhlosion and Emboar, but Dark-type Pokemon are kind of catching up. So basically, Dark Patch, you get to take a basic Darkness energy from the discard and attach it to one of your Dark-type Pokemon on the bench. With free retreat from Weavile and Sneasel and Darkness energy already on the field, this shouldn't really be too much of a problem because with Darkrai you get the free retreat. Darkness Claw is basically, like I said, two special Dark type energies into one card. It boosts the attack power of 20 by 20 to any Dark type Pokemon it's attached to. But you gotta remember, like Special Darkness Energy, it is only to opponent's active Pokemon, so it doesn't affect Darkrai's sniping abilities. Random Receiver, Yeah, random receiver is basically just a better version of Pokegear. Instead of looking at just the top 7, you get to go through your entire deck and reveal the cards of your entire deck until you find a supporter. Basically, this allows you to get a supporter every turn. Some people kind of iffy about this card because they like to keep their deck a secret, basically. But if you're playing a Pokemon, if you're playing somebody and you see them starting with a Sneasel and a Zoroa, what the hell do they expect that it's going to be? A Dark deck. Wow, big surprise. Ultra Ball, I'm still on the fence about, but basically it works kind of like a junk arm. You get to discard 2 cards from your hand, and you search your deck for any Pokemon you want, which is very, very good. So, I kind of like Level Ball in a way, but only for one reason, because you can get Weavile out with no sacrifice. But because Zoroark has that nasty 100 HP, you can't really abuse it. You can't really abuse it, and you have to draw into all your Zoroarks, which I don't have to tell you guys is not a very good thing to hope for. So, Ultra Ball seems to be a very viable option in this case. Energy, pretty straightforward. You got 4 special Dark Energies to boost the attack power of your Dark-type Pokemon. More really for Zoroark, because you want that attack boost, and Darkrai because it really kind of needs that attack boost. 4 double colorless energy, because basically Tornadus EX, you're definitely going to be abusing it if you really are considering running that poke. Same thing with Mewtwo. And if you really don't have any other option, you can't accelerate any energy onto Zoroark, you can just slap a DCE on it, and there you go. You're ready for a Brutal Bash. Basic Dark Energy, kind of obvious. Other choices I've considered putting into this deck is the Unleashed Shaman. The Shaman from Unleashed. The ability Celebration Wind, basically, it just lets you move the energy around that's already in play. So, say you got a damaged Zoroark or a damaged Darkrai out there. You want to move all that energy that you really don't want to lose onto a new Darkrai. Along with that, Seeker and Super Scoop Up are 2 very good cards to go along with Shaman, as well to go along with Weavile. I don't particularly care for Super Scoop Up because it is a flip card, but it can be reused with your junk arms. But again, I would much rather use my junk arms to reuse Ultra Balls, Dark Patches, and Catchers. But still, some people like Super Scoop Up. I'm not gonna knock it. Other choices for draw support help: Smeargle and Cleffa. And if you gotta kind of go with Smeargle, Sky Arrow Bridge might be a good play, because then you can avoid attaching that Dark Energy to Smeargle and wasting an energy attachment for the turn. Cleffa kind of has gotten overshadowed by Smeargle with the introduction of Sky Arrow Bridge, but it still is a fairly decent card. If you're lucky with your coin flips, basically you're getting a pawn every turn, but like I said before, it can easily be sniped with Darkrai or even Weavile. So be careful if you decide to use this card. Other suggestions I've thought of is like I said, Level Ball, the Zoroark from Black and White or Next Destinies with the Foul Play ability. But although this card is a very good card, it can be overshadowed by the new Zoroark, because for the same amount of energy, it can surpass the damage output potentially. And Pokemon Center. Pokemon Center is just kind of something I just thought up because it's a half decent card to just throw out there as a counter stadium, and you're getting to heal your benched Pokemon, and it kind of works as a dude's two-edged sword because it's healing your opponent's Pokemon at the same time. So that's really all I have to say about my Dark Rush deck. I've been testing it. Seems to be working out pretty damn well so far, and I really like it. So if you have any questions, and want to see the list more clearly, let me know. I will send you it via the pretty much list. And yeah, basically going on to Poke News. Really not much for Poke News. Pretty much the only real thing I have is that we are going to be getting a Darkrai for Wi-Fi distribution, which is really damn cool. So basically, Darkrai, it's gone up to Ubers, and in Ubers, it's not really doing too hot. I don't really see it that much. But you know what? If you don't have a Darkrai already, can easily go grab one. You can get one for free, and if you don't feel like cheating, then there you go. So basically, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, deuces.